Hello everyone, I am Praveen BR, Assistant Professor, Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering from Sai Vidya Institute of Technology, teaching 4th semester Electrical and Electronics Engineering students, subject by name Power Generation and Economics. The subject code is 18EE42. In today's session, we are going to discuss the advantages and disadvantages of hydroelectric power plant. What are the factors which are affecting the site selection? And we are going to study the types of turbine. With it, we are going to study the classification also. So let us see what are the factors which are affecting the site selection for hydroelectric power plant. First of all, the name itself says hydroelectric, which requires water abundantly. So the first and the foremost factor which affects the site selection is the water availability. So if there is more amount of water, then we choose the hydroelectric power plant to be located in the same place. And also there should be good reservoirs, dams, and surge tanks which should be given in a proper place for storing the water. So water storage plays a very important role. There are three types of heads of water, that is high head, medium head, and low head. So depending upon the amount of water which is getting into the penstock, we also talk about the water head. Next is the distance from the load center. So we are supplying the power to the various load centers or various places where electricity is being taken through hydroelectric power plant. So the load center has to be nearer to the power plants such that the transportation can be avoided. The transportation facilities have to be very good enough such that we can afford for the number of times coming here and there for the raw materials or for the maintenance purpose or for the installation purpose. And availability of land plays a very important role. We require a good amount of land for hydroelectric power plants because the turbines, the generator, and the accessories require larger space. Hence, the space required plays a very important role. Coming to the advantages of hydroelectric power plant. First is they are renewable in nature. They are emission free. Next is they're reliable. Next is they are adjustable. They can they are more adaptable, I could say. Hydroelectric power plant, uh, when we install an hydroelectric power plant, it creates lakes. The disadvantages of hydroelectric power plant are uh, due to hydroelectric power plant, it spoils the life of a fish because due to the pollution and due to the wastages that are dumped into the water again, it plays a very important role on the impact on fish. Limited plant location, there are higher initial cost. When we install it, the initial cost is going to be very high. The carbon and methane emissions are more emissions are going to be there, and they're susceptible to droughts. So these are some of the demerits of hydroelectric power plant. Coming to the layout of hydroelectric power plant, a layout consists mainly of 5 stages. First, the water comes from the reservoir and will be stored in the dams. Through the control gate, you leave the water to the penstock. From the penstock, the water enters into the turbine such that the kinetic energy is converted into the mechanical energy. That mechanical energy is then sent to the generator in such a way that it converts mechanical energy to electrical energy, and back the water is sent to the river. There are two types of turbine in hydroelectric power plant. They are impulse turbine and reaction turbine. The impulse turbine are generally used where the velocity of the water have to be moved to the runner and discharges to the atmospheric pressure. So let me say there is a runner, you splash the water on the runner is what we call it as impulse turbine. If the water flows through the blades of the runner, it is called reaction turbine. The water strikes the bucket on the runner. in the case of impulse turbine, whereas in the case of reaction turbine, it flows through the blades of the runner. Reaction turbine are the ones which is a combined action of pressure and moving water. The runner is placed directly into the water, water flowing over the blades rather than striking each individually. These are the differences what we can see between the reaction turbine and the impulse turbine. So you can see here the water gushes through the fixed nozzle and falls on the buckets of the runner. Here water flows through the blades of the runner in the reaction turbine. So coming to the Pelton turbine, a Pelton turbine is a very good example of an impulse turbine where they are generally used for sites with high heads which are greater than 300 meters. The water in the Pelton turbine moves quickly and the turbine extracts the energy from the water and slows down, which makes an impulse turbine. When used for generating electricity, they are usually water reservoirs are located some height above the Pelton wheel. So what are the components of a Pelton turbine? The major components of a Pelton turbine are nozzle, through which you are going to adjust the flow of water. We have runners and buckets, through which the water flows. Casing, which protects the hydroelectric power plant. We have a braking jet, which is going to control the water inrush. We have these things in it. These are some of the components of Pelton turbine. So all of you could see here that this is the nozzle through which the water enters the runner and it generates the electricity through the kinetic energy, which is getting converted to mechanical energy, and hence through the generator mechanical energy is converted to electricity. The working principle of the Pelton turbine says that when the high head source water when passes through the penstock, the nozzle arrangement is going to adjust the water acceleration and high speed jets flows through the water at very atmospheric pressure. The jet will hit the splitter of the buckets. I told you it's an impulse turbine, so it doesn't flow through the runner. It is going to hit the buckets of the runner such that the water gets distributed into two halves of the bucket and wheel starts revolving. So that's kinetic energy. This kinetic energy of the jet will be reduced when it hits the bucket and also reduces due to the spherical shape of the buckets. Next comes the Francis turbine. Francis turbine is a combination of both impulse as well as the reaction turbine where the blades rotate using both reaction and impulsive force of water flowing through them producing electricity. Francis turbine is used for producing electricity in hydroelectric power plants. This is where both impulse as well as the reaction turbine procedure is being used. The components of the Francis turbine are spiral casing, stay vanes, guide vanes, runner blades, and draft tube. How does a Francis turbine work? A Francis turbine works with a high pressure water again entering the turbine through a small shell casing. Here, the movement decreases the water pressure as it comes through the draft tube or the tube. However, the water speed remains unchanged. The passage of the water through the outlet will flow the water through the guide vanes and it is directed towards the runner blades. Since the water crosses precisely over the blades of the runner, the water is diverted somehow this way and the other ways, which makes the water lose some part of its whirl motion. All these things you can observe in Francis turbine. What is Kaplan turbine? Kaplan turbine works on the principle of axial flow reaction. The movement is axially. In the axial flow turbine, the water flows through the runner along the direction parallel to the axis of the rotation of the runner. Here, the water at the inlet of the turbine possesses both kinetic energy as well as the pressure energy for effective rotation of the blades. This is how the Kaplan turbine, it is going to expand its blades, you can observe, and this is the axial movement what you can observe. So this is the working of the Kaplan turbine. What are the components of Kaplan turbine? Again, it's scroll casing as you saw it in Francis turbine, guide vanes, runner blades, and draft tube. How does a Kaplan turbine work? Again, water comes from the penstock and enters the scroll casing. Then it is going to have a good pressure. Then the guide vanes direct the water to the runner blades, and it's the same procedure what you had seen in the case of Francis and Pelton turbine.